This is very interesting.
So you better keep smiling.
Sherry. I'm part of the winner zone. This is very interesting.
So you better keep smiling.
Sherry. I'm part of the winner zone. This is very interesting.
So you better keep smiling.
Sherry. I'm part of the winner zone. This is very interesting.
So you better keep smiling.
Sherry. I'm part of the winner zone. This is very interesting.
So you better keep smiling.
Sherry. I'm part of the winner zone. Hello everyone. Welcome back to HR Intervention. Ajit, season what?
Season 3.
Yeah, I think a lot of them thought we forgot to come back when the year started, but we assure you we didn't forget. Due to popular demand, here we are back again on the third month of the year. We're back with our very first episode of HR TV for this season, for this year. And we are so excited and definitely honored to have you all here today. Today we have a really amazing topic that can really help you. And if you can guess what topic it is, it's right on the top there, organizational development. And of course, we have, as usual, an amazing speaker, but we'll tell you more about it later. I'm definitely so excited to bring him in, but before that, Ajit, can you please explain a little bit about our show, especially to those who are new on this show?
Pleasure is all mine. Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing? I'm sure you guys missed us a lot. Anyway, we are back now, season 3, and we are going to have a lot more wonderful sessions coming ahead. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day today. Anyway, to those who are new to this show, they'll allow me to introduce a little bit about HR Intervents. It's a commonly known HR TV show that is it's about online talk that is brought by Compass Mind Asia, a well-known corporate training provider. What do? We invite HR experts to talk about anything and everything under the sun about HR and career development. So you can see our advertisements are appearing at the bottom. Okay, last season, we actually brought over and spoke about wonderful topics such as hypnosis at work performance and also learning at the speed of business growth. If you have missed all our previous sessions, you are able to see them on our YouTube channel, Shireen Kelly. So please, for those who have missed and those who want to know or follow up what we have done, do visit our YouTube sessions. Okay.
Yes, go and check out our previous episodes after this show. Okay, not now, all right? You may also add those episodes into your company's learning library as there is so much of valuable knowledge shared by previous experts from our industry. Anyway, if you're still confused whether this show is for you, this show is actually for everybody who has a job or even looking for a job or getting a job, whether you are an MD, managing director, a C suite, or a business owner, a fresh graduate, or especially if you're a HR in the and also in the L&D department. Anyways, as always, we'd love to know who's watching as we've had audiences from Kojit from a lot of parts of Malaysia and even around the world, right?
Yes.
So, guys, if you are here watching us today, comment away where you from, and let's have a virtual conversation so that we can keep this session really interactive because our motto is keeping it fun and alive. Hi, Elvina. Come, let us know who is there with us today. Where are you from? Let us know. Oh, we have.
Okay, we see there are a lot of people coming in. Gladys is here. Hi, Gladys. Nice to meet you again. For those who have just joined us here today, maybe a bit of introduction. My name is Koljit. I'm the HR director for APAC for Flexis. And welcome again for those who are tuning in from around, as what Shireen had mentioned. Please write where you are tuning from. If you are from Malaysia, you're from Kuantan, you're from KL, you're from JB, or if you're from Singapore or from Thailand, please let us know. And it's also, we are tuning in during lunchtime. This is actually a lunch talk. So if you are having something to eat, do share with us what you're having so that we are able to know. Shireen, have you had your lunch yet?
Yes, I did. Lucky it was not nasi lemak because my whole office seemed to be eating nasi lemak today. So who's having nasi
Oh,
lemak? Let us know. Hi, Niza. So Elvina is tuning in from Malaysia. Wenli, hi. From JB. Oh, Wenli, my kampong.
Tracy.
Shivaranjini. Hi from Selangor, Malaysia. Welcome, welcome, guys. And I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Shireen Kelly, the Managing Director of Compline Asia. And this is HR Intervention, Season 3, Episode 1.
Okay, welcome everybody. So please do let us know what you are doing, where you are calling in from. Okay, as you know that this is going to be an interactive talk show. As Shireen has mentioned, the topic is up there. You can see the topic. What are we going to talk about? And please also start thinking about any questions if you have related to this topic. And although there have been 3 months that we have not came online, but we were just in the process of planning and coming up with new wonderful topics that we could attract people to come and join us. Okay, here are some of the questions that everybody would probably want to know about ourselves. Okay, before we move on to the serious topic, let's talk a little bit about what have we been doing since it was New Year. Not so much of New Year now. 3 months gone, and you see time flies so fast. So maybe we want to talk a little bit about our New Year resolution, Shireen. So for me, I had my New Year resolution. One of the New Year resolution on top of my list was to travel. I wanted to travel so badly, and I wanted to plan a travel plan. But seriously, looking at the workload now and the way things are going, my plan has never materialized. So I would want everyone to pray that, hopefully that Ajit would get to travel a little bit throughout this year, and enjoy. And it's not travel so much for work, but it's more for travel for and holiday. That was about my New Year resolution. And of course, there's a long list, but I'm only talking about travel. Shireen, what about you? How was your New Year? What was your resolution? Is it coming along well?
Oh, I think I've achieved about 70% of my New Year's resolution because
Mount,
it's all about
70%, that's a lot.
because it's all about, as you said, travel. So
Yeah,
in
you
January
travel a
I
bit.
started and I never stopped since now. Because a lot this year I believe that work is hybrid, right? So wherever I travel to, work never stops, but I get to visit people, say hello, visit a new cultures, new country. Actually, actually, the countries I visited so far this year are not new. They are all countries I've visited before. So work still goes on as normal, and I had an amazing team behind to support. So yeah, about 70% has been met. And how about you guys? Let us know about your New Year's resolution. How many percent have you already achieved? And let's welcome Melvin. Melvin is tuning in from Cyberjaya. Zurina from Kuala Lumpur. Welcome. And then Theo. Hi, Koljit. And oh, pretty Shireen. Thank
Pretty
you.
Shireen. Oh, hi, Koljit, but pretty Shireen. Okay, we
Come on
have
already. Now cannot think. And
we have
then
Mr.
we
Chin from
have
Singapore.
Chen from Singapore and Razin. Hi, Razin.
Hi, everyone. Before that,
Okay.
Shireen, let's go to the introduction video. We have an introduction video.
Oh, yeah, we do. All right. Let's have an introduction video.
Okay.
See, talk
Hi,
so
we're
much. I
back.
think we forgot our introduction video. Anyways, I know you all are excited about the audience today, but before we totally miss out on the point and keep talking and talking and talking, I think it's time for us to invite our guest in, shall we, Koljit? So,
Yes.
just a little bit about our guest. Many of you know him. He's Orang Kuat, HR. Laurence Yap has more than 20 years of experience in managing corporate learning, human resource development, and talent management to enable organization adaptability. Most of his employers are multinational companies. Wow. Like First Solar, PayPal, Pfizer, and Western Digital. All those names you've heard before. He has also worked in large companies and SMEs such as Berjaya Corporation Berhad, Karsan Semiconductor, Mydin Sindriam Berhad, Dexon Electric, and Engineering at senior manager to director level. So you know how much our experience is going to bring to us. By far, he's acquired more than 11 industrial experiences. Like I mentioned, the companies, some are retail, hard disk media, pharmaceutical, electrical, engineering, construction, conglomerates, hospitality, solar energy, online payments, so many different areas. Actively involved in the HR community, which he's done so much for. He is the co-founder of Hacking HR of Kuala Lumpur chapter and HR Leaders Circle. Hacking HR is an international HR platform to exchange ideas on the future of HR work across 8 cities worldwide. And about the HR Leaders Circle is the network platform of HR directors from 200 companies to share information and networking. So help me together. Welcome Lawrence. Say hi to Lawrence, everyone, or give him a thumbs up.
Hi,
Hi, Lawrence.
Lauren.
Hi. Hi, everybody. Good
Thank you
afternoon.
for thank you for being with us today, Lawrence.
Thank you. Thank you, Kojit, Shireen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, for the benefit of others, Lauren has been a very old friend of mine. I've known him
Mm.
for many years in this HR practice, and he has guided me quite a bit when it comes to OD. He will be the right guru to be sharing with us today. Okay, before we go on, Lawrence, I'm sure that people will want to know more a little bit about you. Is there any perhaps some hobbies or some travel facts that you want to share about yourself?
Yeah, I really love traveling. My jobs took me to many countries, so I met so many type of people. I also love movie. Really, those Marvels, Avenger, and those kind of movie. And of
Nice.
course, I'm a foodie too. I love I love to eat, like every Malaysian do, right? Yeah.
But Lawrence, not fair. You love the foodie, but it doesn't show on your PC.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Where does it go? Can you share with us your secret?
There is a secret actually. There is a secret.
Which is
Drink more water.
okay. Yeah. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Okay.
All
I
right.
I try to make it a bit a bit more fun for this session.
Nice. So meaning you drink some water and
Yeah,
then
actually,
so you're full and then you just get the taste of the food but not really eat too much, right?
I do cheat my mind sometimes. Like if I love to eat ice cream, I just take one or two scoop. That's it. To cheat my mind.
Oh, really?
Yes, you
Wow, that's
can.
good.
You just taste one or two scoop. That's it.
Guilty,
And
guilty, guilty,
yeah,
feeling guilty now.
if you love supper, there's a way to stop it. You take a bit of Himalaya salt, put on your tongue. You will stop the urge.
Oh,
Oh,
really? Wow,
Seriously. Yeah,
that's
and drink a cup of water plus with a
that's
cup of
that's
water.
good discipline.
okay, we
Yeah.
are starting that as of
Yes.
today. Okay, and to all our audience, you know the secret now. Make
Mm.
sure if you are just like me and Koljit who don't have much food discipline, so you know the salt is the secret. Wow, hi gorgeous Shireen and handsome Koljit, looking good you both, and also handsome Lawrence. Welcome, Audrey. Koljit, would you like to start on the
Yes.
introduction of the topic
Yes.
for today? Yeah.
Okay. Organization development. Many people would have these questions in your mind. What is organization development? And organization development is actually about a lot of activities that happen and supports the organization. Okay. One of the biggest challenges is employee attrition. When it comes to various generations working in an organization, there are many challenges and there are many things that need to be managed. Because the workforce is really dynamic. So in order for us to understand this further, organization development can come in and help support this. Okay, so how are we going to do this? How are we going to manage the problems? We will then unearth this together with Lawrence later. Okay,
Mm.
even though a lot of changes happen in organization and a lot of expectations is set by organizations for employees to deliver. Okay, to some extent, how do we do this? What are the right process to put? What is the right intervention to do? How are we going to manage employees? This is about organization development. So,
Mm.
but again, is organization development the game changer? Will organization development do or deliver what is needed by the organization? There's certain expectations. Okay, is organization development even HR? These are all the questions that we will unearth later with Lawrence. Okay, having said that, let's move on to our first questions. Shireen, will that be fine?
Yeah, that sounds good. Lawrence, are you ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ready.
And before the audience, if you have any questions as we go along, please feel free to comment. Put your questions at the comments. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be very happy to answer as many questions as possible. I'm sure Lawrence is looking forward to your questions. So before we go into the nooks and crannies of the topic, right, I think we should get to know a little bit about the basics of OD. So Lawrence, can you explain what is actually organizational development?
Okay. OD actually is a science-based process that help the organization to build their capacity to achieve a greater effectiveness. Sometimes people call OD as organization effectiveness too. What they do, they develop, improve, reinforce strategy, structures, process, and system. So this is as a discipline, but in the work function, in the U.S., China, and some part of in Singapore and Europe, OD sometimes they are separate function than HR. We call HR operation and HR development. So OD is sit on the HR development, which is comprises three components. One first is learning and training, which most of the Malaysian are actually doing such function. Second is OD itself, The third one is career development. Then we call them HR development function. Then in field of my job, I actually play this role as a senior manager of HR development, reported to COO. I do not report to HR at all. So the other function, which is called HR operation, which is 99% in Malaysia, having this structure called where it comprises of your traditional function, like which is important too, performance, learning and training, which is overlap with the HR operation, HR development, and of course your performance management, employee engagement. So in Malaysia, 99.9% of the HR development is incorporated in HR operation. 99.9%, I would say. So, but the name is they call different name in US. Sometimes they call them Chief Learning Officer or HR Development Director or OD Director. So such a name. They are very alien, this kind of title in Malaysia, because they are not really fully explore or utilize such function in Malaysia as of today.
Oh, so it's realized in Malaysia.
Yeah. You can ask Kojit. Kojit will know about this, right? Most of
Yes, it's,
the HOD function is under HR. They do not do not function independently.
yeah, and mostly it's parked as learning and development in most organization. They will lump up ODS, learning and development, which is part under HR. So most of the time, people perceive learning and development as learning and training, but actually it's more beyond that. It's about interventions to correct what is needed for the organization. How Lawrence has rightfully said, it is actually a science. Okay, wonderful, Lawrence. This actually goes to show that Lawrence has got very in-depth knowledge and experience to share with us. Now, what are some of the key responsibility that you have taken before as organization leader, Lawrence, from your experience? Want to share
Yeah,
with us?
yes. In my previous jobs, at least 4 jobs, I actually doing OD function very specifically. So what we may ask, what are actually OD people doing? Okay, first, the role we are doing the managing the corporate strategy, uh, managing the corporate strategies, like
Mm.
how you set up the KPI, then you review it with the C levels quarterly, and also you follow up. Then at the year end, you conclude, and sometimes you also tie in with the reward system. So you function as a corporate strategies person. So this is what I have been doing. Secondly, also we involve in business process improvement. It could be a production process. It could be a management process. I quote you one example. We have been doing this production improvement process we call lean manufacturing
Mm.
for 1.5 years. So we mobilized 150 engineers as I have an engineer for under my secretariat to do the chain management. So within 1.5 years, we saved the company 100 million ringgit.
Wow.
So this is how we utilize the change management. Of course, we get consultant to do the right intervention, but we also need to have constant communication, graph out the job function. So this is the second thing, the process improvement. The third one is that design organization structures. Sometimes we use a five star model, which is how you look at in the span of control, the level, and also when the company they go grow from one stage to another, you need to look into the system, their process, their people, and then the strategy to craft the new organization design to allow it to grow further. If not, we will stuck to that level for a long time. So this is what we do. So you see, all these things that I mentioned are not being are not actually doing by HR people, right? They are very specific for OD function. Very simple. Okay, of course you have some intellect areas like talent management, succession planning. So in talent management, you set up the talent council, you select the talent, you develop them, you mobilize them. These are also nowadays a lot of HR director also doing such function. So they are overlap. Uh, then, but so these are the. Of course, we also look into the culture. What are the innovation culture, improvement culture, and also in the what to call collaboration culture. So we need to this area how to factor into the system process to make it works. So this is also another area where like a magicians to design it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. I'm actually learning so much today that if you all can see my notes, it's becoming crystal clear what OD is all about. So, guys,
I told you,
audiences,
Shireen. I
I
told you
know.
he's a sifu. I told you.
No, no. I
I'm
say, I
writing.
say.
And did you say 100 million savings?
Yes, 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 yes. It's true.
Okay, guys, if you all want to get 100 million savings for your organization, you better tune in and not run away from the show. Because
Yeah, that.
I'm going to share so much of golden nuggets with you guys. Oh my goodness.
Mm,
The minute you say 100 million savings, I said, okay, I need to talk to you after this, man.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, there are always processes that you follow and, yeah, how you improve businesses, process improvement, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Along the way of what you do, right, I'm sure you have met huge number of people, which brings me to the next question. What are some of the qualities that you think an OD leader needs to have?
Okay. So I can give you like at least 5 areas and OD person must have lah. I would say. Uh, let me. I think the first level is the consulting skill. You must know when I say consulting skill is that you must know the scoping and also when you move on to the you must also have the agreement on what are supposed to achieve. Then you implement it. Then you after that you do the evaluation. So consulting. So the other one is very important is facilitation skill because you deal with I'm dealing with different nationalities, different level of people, and of course sea level is very crucial for me when I work because I work in Asia Pacific region too, apart from the local Malaysia. Then you have many you need to understand the the way you facilitate problem solving, decision making. Though this is uh, very, I would say, it's almost must have. Yeah, must have. Then the other one is only you need to be like a politician to read the political landscape. Who are the people that you can leverage? Who are the people that are very friendly or are open-minded or innovation? Who are the people very traditional and they are against the change? So you need to read those people in the organization and you need to make friends with them. So networking naturally become very, very important. Yeah. The other crucial skill you need to have is change management. I usually change management. I use like John Quarters, where the X steps where you know the John Quarter. Then also I use the McKinsey 7S. When you want to change something, you need to look into 7 aspects. A lot of people think that if I train them, naturally they will change. The answer is wrong. Training only one of the 7. So you need to look into what need to be changed first. Secondly, what
Okay.
training competency needed. So you provide the training. And then after that, people, who are the qualified people. Then what structure you need to have so that the the change can become permanent. For example, when we do lean manufacturing, we need to have a have the people who are doing lean to be part of their job function as a supervisor. So we factor into we factor into the lean engineer into the structure. Then you need to have system, either reward system, and then you look into the processes and also strategy plus value. So when you have this 7 or 8 column filled up, then the change can be stabilized. Of course, at the end, you want to put it into the SOP. And then, so even sometimes when let's say you want to have collaboration culture. So when you do performance, recruitment, promotion, you need to select people who had collaboration competency, like people who are able to get along with people. They are the T-type employee or supervisor. Then only the change will be permanent. That's why a lot of changes fail in the organization. So I summarize there are 5, 6 skills you must have: consulting, facilitation, networking, chain management, process improvement, or of course action learning too. So these are very crucial. So again, you can see this is totally different from a learning or training manager. It's an entirely different skill.
Oh, I'm writing notes. I'm writing as quick as possible, although I know I can go to my own YouTube channel and watch the recording later. But still,
Yeah.
when it's fresh coming out, it's like, wow. Anyway,
Yeah.
we've got a question from
Question here.
Azman. He
Yeah.
asked, Mr. Lawrence, is change management also part of OD?
Yes, it's very, because OD basically is change the current status to the next level. Change management is very crucial, and it is of course the essential part of OD. Yeah.
Mm, that's a great answer. Thanks, Lawrence. So
Yes.
before we continue with the next question, we have a question for the audience. Did you actually know a crystal clear definition of organizational development before you heard from Lawrence today? Or are you learning a lot from him today? Just comment. If you're learning a lot, it's like, thank you, Lawrence. If you already know, just put, yes, I knew. All right. And if you have any questions, just like Hazman did, or any opinions, please feel free to share below. And well, Lawrence is ever ready to answer any of your
Mm,
questions. All
yes. Yes.
right. Uh, Definitely learning a lot, Elvina says. Thank you, Elvina. So, Kojit, let's move on to the next question then.
Lawrence, you ready for next question?
Yes. Yes. I was ready.
Okay. Okay, Lawrence spoke a lot about HR doing part of OD. Now, how can HR leaders incorporate OD into their job, Lawrence, in a simplified way? What can a HR practitioner do? If you don't really have an OD person, what can you do?
Yeah. Uh, I would say that you can leverage on the learning manager. That means you part the OD as part of the learning and OD manager. Uh, so that is the starting point. Uh, then the OD maybe they involve is performance management and other part lah. Because a lot of things the learning manager, as I mentioned, they may not know how to do strategy management, process improvement, and change management. They may not know they because their role is different, so they need to learn, send them for training, and also after that give them a small pilot project to run, so that they can practice it. Of course, the other one is that you set up an OD department under the part of the one of the function of HR. You get hire a OD professional practitioner who are very experienced to lead the function. That is how they can actually have a baby step to start it. I want to say to Sherin and Kojit, actually, by not having OD in Malaysia, the CEO and the company lost billions of dollars. You know why? Because the OD is dealing with the business aspect of the company business aspect. For example, they can involve in the strategy, they can involve in the innovation, they can involve in the productivity. Apart from the usual HR role for engaging employee, increase the competency, and also increase the performance. So there are, by not dealing with productivity, strategies, innovation, the company lost billions of dollars. And you don't have such a person specifically to deal with, yeah, they don't sit in your traditional HR function. So all the CEO out there, if you really want the company to grow leaps and bounds, you actually need an OD person. That's why you see that in China, in US, these two, they are they hire this professional, and in fact, their pay in China is 3 times more than HR operation because they are
Oh,
so
okay.
rare in China. Yeah, I was once offered even 3 million ringgit, 1.5 million ringgit. Yes.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
so because it's lack of such practitioner in the region.
I actually in Malaysia, talking about Malaysia, because you mentioned China, it's one of they're
Yeah,
very high on having OD, right? How about
yeah.
Malaysia? Are there a lot of OD people around? I mean, this is not one of the main questions, but I'm just curious. Are there a lot of OD practitioners around in Malaysia?
Okay, I let Kojit answer first. Then I think.
I think there are some good ones, but hard to
Yeah.
find. I would say there many claims to do OD, but when you really zoom down, there are more learning. But purely OD, there are I would say maybe a handful. But if you really want to hire an OD, it will be difficult. You need you will take some time to find.
Yes, it will take some time to find. And then you must, because I have the experience of really working OD function and report to business unit for the several job at the, either it's a global or APEC or country level. So I have a deep understanding of what is needed. And as Gojit saying, most of the OD people are actually learning, learning experts. So they don't venture into other function of the OD. Perhaps even the HR director or no offense, sorry, and also CEO doesn't know what OD can do for them.
Mm,
Kajit, is it correct or not?
Yes, yes, correct,
Yeah,
correct,
yeah, yeah,
correct.
yeah.
So, guys,
Mostly
um,
mostly you find them in the manufacturing industry. You'll find this
Yes,
OD because they have got some process improvement like lean, so they will create. But service industry a bit lesser. You will find this existence of OD experts,
yes, yes.
and people misunderstand OD as in process improvement. So if you do
Yeah, no.
lean Six Sigma,
Yeah,
they say, "Oh, you are a OD person." Actually, no.
yeah.
OD is beyond that.
Yes, it's beyond.
Like what Lawrence have explained is beyond that.
yeah,
Yes.
so if you CEOs are tuning in today, like Lauren said, you want to save your company billions of dollars, billions are B with a B. Is
Yeah, yeah,
your next step of action is to hire a very good OD, pay for it, and get an
yeah.
OD person in. Lawrence, what are some
Mm.
of the OD tools that you would recommend?
Yeah, of course. Or I think that they must learn the facilitation tools, the
Mm.
basic facilitation and the advanced facilitation. Again, facilitation also a very rare competency in Malaysia. You are doing facilitation, but you are not aware. Facilitation is that make conversation convenience to reach agreement. Is facilitation. Yeah, yeah, where you get all the C level together, discuss a particular thorny issue, and you facilitate different way to allow them to discuss and voice opinions, make decision, or even sometimes innovate the idea, and also come up with the action plan and follow up. That kind of facilitation. They have a basic level, intermediate, and advanced level. So this is the first two. Of course, you need to learn about change management tools like the John Cotter where the X step, how you follow step by step, like create the urgency agenda, form a committee, run a pilot run, get a small win, communicate to people, and also begin to proliferate the project, then also integrate into like SOP system to make it stay. This kind of things. Second kind of tool is the change management tools. Then also, I think you need to know psychologists. Learn some DISC, learning to read people. This leader. what type of personality, how to approach person. If I want to make a changes, usually I approach the leader one by one during tea time. Meal, we talk. I say, I want to make this change. What do you think? What is your concern? How can I assist? So that you eliminate the fear. By you knowing their personality type, you can approach it. Some of them are more fact-based, some of them more relationship-based. So you need to know the window to reach the heart. Uh, I remember when I was working sent to Shanghai for to manage Shanghai office. I request my OD director in Omaha, US. I must have 3 months without doing any job just to know all the director and senior business leader in China. So I said, if they don't like my face, I can kiss the job goodbye after 3 months. I must be relationship based. And she agreed. So in that 3 months, I had lunch, dinner, talking to them, understand business culture and challenges. At the end of 3 months, my OD director request me to write about assessment of the center in Shanghai to the COO of the company. So after I written the assessment, I call all the director. This is my report. Anything you want to take away, you can tell me now, but you go and implement yourself. Or anything you want to add a request, I also can do it. I'm here to support you. I'm not here to supervise or policing you. So this is how I manage that part of the world, like China, which is very much relationship based. I want the hard, of course, after 3 months, I stay on.
Wow, interesting. This is really, really good sharing, Lawrence. Thank you so
Mm,
much. Anyway,
mm.
we have a question here. Limited OD talent in Malaysia. Is it due to the limited roles for someone to be developed into an OD expert?
Okay, there are three parts of the equation here. First, the employer did not offer the OD job first. Secondly, the current manpower does not have the OD skill. The current manpower doesn't. Third one, there is not many institutions, even including Compass, to offer the OD skill to train them. So you have three: training provider do not offer such a job, or in the university they study, but they study organization behavior, not OD. Then you
Yeah.
don't have the company do not offer such a job. Then worse still, there's so the limited people know about OD. So it's a big question mark and it's a black hole, I would say.
Mm. Time,
Mm.
time for us to do something.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Sherin, he's giving you an indicator.
Yes, I know. Right
Okay.
directly on my face. So I'm going to talk to you about it after this. How to do some OD training. So yeah, guys, look out for more. And Gladys says, thank you for your explanation, Lawrence. I would
Gladys,
attribute
hi. Hi,
OD
Gladys. I
move.
know her.
Yeah. Who doesn't know Gladys?
Yes, 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 yes.
She's so friendly. So she
Yes.
says she attributes OD move to change management.
Mm.
And maybe Lawrence, you also know Jamie Tan. Jamie Tan says she's definitely learning a lot.
Ah,
Yeah, so that's great. So,
yes.
Pojit, you want to move on to
Okay.
the next question?
Yes. Okay. What would be the key steps involved in implementing OD program in an organization, Lawrence? This would be a hard one because
No,
different organizations would have different cultures.
yes, yes. Okay. If you identify first, if you can do the organization assessment, I have a model called business growth model, where used by Harvard Business School. The company that implements 6 out of the 8, they will have the few 100% growth or sustainability in the US. So I will analyze the 8 factors I talk about. Is it, for example, okay, the assess. I use growth model to assess whether you have the strategy to communicate, to implement, to evaluate. And secondly, do you have execute your uh, any process flawlessly? Third one, do you have a performance-driven and engagement culture. Fourth one is that do you design your organization structure that is fast, flat, and flexible? Put the decision making to the frontline people. This is the four major one. The other fifth one, do you have a talent? Do you recruit talent or groom talent? That's crucial your organization growth. Do you get leadership to actually committed to your growth and also align to the value? And then do you have a transformative innovation like iPhone or any new product? Then the fourth one, merger and acquisition. Do you mind buy similar type of company to integrate in your value chain so that you can be grow? So if we analyze this eight like assessment, then you find the one that most organization want the leader want to grow. Then you pick the one. Then after that you start to you assess, then after that you start to present to get the management to buy off the plan. For example, in the lean manufacturing, we select we design it according to the John Cotter method. Then we also look into 7S. Then after that, we present to the top management to let the leader buy off. So I talk to the leader one by one. Of course, the COO commissioned me to do it, but I still need to talk to the plant manager, the quality director, one by one, see what is the concern, things like that. Then we get the consultant to few of them to present to us. Then we let them choose the good one. Then after that, we begin to pilot run. Pilot run is very crucial. So you need to find the good people who you the good employee. You get the right consultant to train them to also do a project management to see the result within the 3 months. So see what is the pilot run result. One is a good result, then you can apply to the larger community. When the larger community, that in the larger community, you begin to look into what the right structure system, reward system, and also what are the feedback or meeting that you need to install to let them progressively do the project and also progressively make the changes, report back to the C level and let them give feedback and endorse it. Then later you integrate into SOP. SOP. When you integrate in SOP, yeah, then that's where it will stay long. I mean, this is in short, of course. Like Gojit said, different program have different approaches. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you for sharing. There are many steps, and those are how we could implement organization development in an organization. Yeah. Okay. Now, having said that, we still have a lot of questions for our guest Lawrence. But before we move on, there is a question for everyone in the audience. After hearing about some of the basic OD activities, do you think every organization needs a game plan that incorporates OD? Please provide your answers. Please give us your feedback. Do you think that OD should be part of the organization? If yes, yes. If no, no. Probably you want to add on. If yes, why? Like what Shorin has said, it can save you not million but in billions of ringgit. Yeah. So anyway, if there's any other questions that you have, please feel free to drop it at the chat. We will pick it up, and we have Lawrence today, our expert, to answer all your questions. Okay, move on. Let's move on, Shirin.
Yeah, don't ask Lawrence. Lawrence, can you save me billions today? Then Lawrence
Can.
going to probably ask
His answer will be can. Do OD.
And
you. You come to me, I teach you how to save billions.
yeah.
So, Lawrence, how do you actually assess an organization's readiness for OD intervention? And also, what factors should be considered before implementing the change?
Okay. I think that when you access, you always look at what is the current company challenges and current and also company future company growth challenges and maintenance challenges. When you because in your future you need to maintain your current good business practice that earn you that bring you profit, but you also look into the growth area. What are the areas you need to, whether you want to have a vertical or horizontal growth? Is it you involved in new business, or you want to build further in your current business? So what are the challenges you want to do that? So when you have these three challenges, so you pick those area that is three areas or two areas, or sometimes even one area that you think is crucial, then you analyze the company. I said readiness is very easy. Do you have the people? Do you have the resources? Do you have the system? Do you have the processes? Do you have the structure? Do you have the value? And also the strategy to support it. Then there is the readiness assessment. Current one, current readiness and future readiness. Where are the gaps? So I want to tell you why I say we say we can save billion or grow billion, not only save billion, grow billion, not only saving like lean manufacturing, but you also look into the new business area and what are the, you can do future landscape, like future study. And you get future study, then what are the new business? All these things that because the company do not look into, they miss this opportunity. When they miss the opportunity, they actually lost a lot of potential income. This is what you don't know, what we don't know. That is the sad part. You could have earned 2 billion, but now you're only 500 million because in the organization grow from big SME to big enterprise to multinational local enterprise. Each stage you need changes. If you don't change all these things I told you, the 7-8 area, you cannot move to next level. You forever stay there. That's why you look at a lot traditional company, traditional like Chinese, Indian, or Malay, whoever is it, they always stuck at one area. People come and go, process are not follow, network cannot expand, all this stuff, they're always stuck there. So this what? Because they don't have the OD skill in their current manpower.
Okay, interesting. Okay, maybe our next question can help audience understand a bit better. Can you share a case study or an actual example in an organization where they have successfully implemented OD, and what were their key success factors?
Okay. I think success, of course, let's say I implemented the strategy. Just use me as an example, easier. So I implement the strategy management in the company. Everything is I work with in the manufacturing. Everything is important. So everybody busy every day like a headless chicken. So we decided to implement organization strategy management. So when we do that, is that what are the result is that we align from operator to CEO. We align what are the key KPI in each level, so people know what they need supposed to do, what's the supposed need not to do. Sometimes when there are new requests come, this is not in our KPI. When we finish it, then we can consider that. Let's focus on the business plan. Strategy plan is a business plan. So when we doing alignment, company that do strategy management, 95% they can achieve the business plan, sometimes even 110%. This is part of the OD intervention. Mind you, some of the big SME or even big enterprises don't even have the strategy management, like using the balance scorecard or KPI to manage the whole organization alignment, alignment, reward, and also accountability, and also co-create the strategic plan together. They don't even have this. So what they have is, I want to grow customer base. I want to have this kind of profit. Always on the finance and customer. That's it. But they don't realize that in order to achieve these two, you must have the employee must have the competency. Then the company must have the process with the competency to get the customer and also to gain profit. So when we start doing it, when I start doing this, then we have a strategy, corporate strategy with the C level. Then after that, we will do it with the management level. Then we have a huge town hall meeting, and to 12,000 people. Can you imagine? But the result is really astonishing because the operator can say, now I know where's a KPI. I know what is expected of me. Imagine operator can say that, we have the KPI, the strategy plan, graph it in a huge wall, everybody can see. And we even get the CEO and CO walk the floor. We call it Gemba walk every Friday to look at what are the project they are doing and give them some reward or even take picture with the operator, technician, supervisor, all this many thing interventions. But this one is actually the plan that united people to achieve the outstanding result. Yeah, we actually eventually we achieve 110%. We exceed the plan.
Wow.
Yes. Yes. Actually, the CEO have a special mention to our department. They say our department, the OD department, is the first time they seen who had done so vertical and horizontal to manage the organization issue. That this is the first time. He's a British CEO, Imagine that.
Well done. And that's the current company, right?
No, this is the previous manufacturing company. Yeah.
Oh,
Awesome. That's nice.
thank you.
Well, you know what? We are 8 more minutes to the end of the show. Let's ask Lawrence the last question. What advice do you have for organizations that are considering implementing an OD program for the very first time?
I'd say choose the low-hanging fruits. Once they identify organization issue that actually even cannot make the CEO sleep well at night, that is the issue. They can always get a consultant to assist them. Then the OD person work as a secretariat first. If they don't have the competency, they function as a secretariat first. Assess. They can even ask a consultant to assess and transfer the skill and break down the issue into few projects. Then they will become the secretary to manage this process. This is the easier way to start. Then they will pick up. On secondly, of course, you send them for training if they want to do succession planning, talent management, strategy, business process, so many areas. I think that's a good start. Identify an issue that is easy to tackle and get a consultant to assist, and then become the secretary, pilot run it, then show the result. Or if the company decided to say that, or make the consultant to train the people, train the OD person. And at the same time, the OD person go and attend some courses. At least they get the steps, the logic behind it, all this stuff. It is an art, but also a science. I say an art because you need to deal with it. You need to read the political landscape. You need to read the pulse of the organization. You need to, deal with the different type of business leaders and also the C level. Of course, if a level not high enough, you deal with your management level, maybe senior manager and manager level. Yeah.
That's very insightful. So I hope the audiences who heard, if you're looking at going on the OD journey, you know what to do now. And of course, also don't forget to keep disturbing Lawrence because he's such a good help. I'm sure he will guide you through too. So we're running out of time. And
Yes, everyone. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Laurence, for the sharing. And we have approached the end of our session for the day. So we would like to thank Laurence very much for his insightful session and mostly to have this serious discussion with us today about OD. before we end the session, there are many ways that the audience could reach out to us, and we would like to also, if you have got follow-up questions, do please share them with us. We would then try to see how best we could reply them on our social media.
Mm. Yes,
Yeah.
please, please.
Again, thank you so much, Laurence, for joining us today. And I personally have learned so much. So, Lawrence, what would be the best way for the audience who have more questions to connect with you? Would you like to share your social media?
Yeah, yeah. I think in the LinkedIn, right? In the LinkedIn, you find my name. Either LinkedIn or you can just call me my handphone at 016-20-80096. Easier.
Oh, he gave out his handphone number. Okay, to our audience, we would like to thank you very much for being part of us today. Thank you for joining and watching this and commenting as well. Feel free to bring in the comments as well. We would never be here if it was not all because of you guys. Thank you again. And again, looking forward to have more sessions for season 3. And please do come and join us.
Yeah, it's never a forever farewell. We are going to be back with season 3, episode 2 for HRTV soon, and we'll share more on our social media pages. So make sure you follow us. And anyway, if you are wanting to connect with Lawrence, we have put up the link on the chat. You can click and connect with him easily and ask him as many questions as you have. And he's an amazing friend too. So he loves food. Just make an appointment and go out with him for makan session. And guys,
Yes.
right, Lawrence?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Why not?
Yeah,
That'll be-
and if any of you here are from HR and L&D are planning for your trainings, just drop us an email at training@compassmind. So before we end, we would like to wish all of you a wonderful week ahead. To those who will be fasting tomorrow, selamat berpuasa. And
Puasa.
and thanks for watching HR Interventions Serious Discussions Only. See you soon.
See
Bye.
Bye.
you. Bye.